You said birthday cake? And a birthday cake for the Boogieman. We're 30 weeks out. We're trying to win. We're trying to win some shit. So much love out here for the birthday boy. Red One, Jim, you already know. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. The king. Hell yeah, baby. We're out here with the gang, with the legend himself. 7-time Mr. Olympia.
Yes, sir.
The OG, the GOAT. Philly. Good to see you, brother.
Yes,
I didn't really sleep well last night. When the guys told me that they're bringing you out here to train, I'm like, I asked you so many times, like, are you serious? It was like, hell yeah, we're for real. The champ is coming out to work out with the Boogieman. So I'm just so happy to be here with you, man.
It's great. You know, and you're how many weeks? 13, right?
13 weeks.
So you're 13 weeks. I'm the 13th Mr. Olympia. We had to make it happen.
Hey.
I'm my boy Jesse and Ernie from Transcend, and we just want to make sure that you're getting all the right advices.
Hell yeah.
You know,
From the best.
Exactly. So we want to make sure that you're doing everything right, and then also being able to ask me anything. You know, when you're getting ready for prep, you know, you're always going to have like your close knit of friends and people online, like we were talking about earlier, that always going to want to push you.
Yes.
But I think I can give you a little added push today.
Of course, I know.
You know? So,
of course.
We're going to hit a little bit of arms.
Yes.
You know? And really for me, it's just more for me to get to know you more, what's going on in here. And you know, we'll see what tips we can get along the way to make sure that we're getting that extra.
We've got all day, champ.
Yeah.
We've got all day.
Oh, perfect.
Gang, so let's go.
So you believe in warming up blessing or no?
I mean, you know, I always stop, you know, of course you gotta warm up, you know. I'm not one of those guys who got to spend 15 minutes on the treadmill to warm up.
Right.
I just go straight to the body part that I'm training.
Yeah.
Start off light, maybe the first two exercises, like my first two sets.
Yeah.
Then my warm up set. So, and then you know we knock it up from there. So.
There you go.
The body part for me that is training today. So.
On the back shots, when you hit like a back double, I personally always look for people that actually have not just the roundness of it, but then the detail of within the tricep.
Yes.
A lot of people, you know, they hit that back shot, and they're like, oh, it's a great back double. I'm like, but his rear delts aren't shredded, and his triceps aren't shredded in there. Why? So now we're always gonna say, especially this year, we're gonna accuse everybody for being a little suspect. Yeah. So we want to make sure sure that these things are real.
Hey, you better come clean.
Exactly. Or get the hell out of here, man.
I can't wait for Phil to go. They call this man the Boogieman. It's gonna be a nightmare for a lot of this dude tonight. Here comes the Boogieman.
Hey, as long as you give me a reason, you already know I'm gonna bring it.
Have you always had a full arm day? Or you like split it with chest, triceps?
So when I first started, so it was a good thing, then it turned into a bad thing. I would have a full arm day, and I would still then try to throw in bis and tries accompanied with, let's say, shoulders. So I'd say, okay, I have a full arm day, but then I wanted to hit chest and tries, back and bis. And then after I turned pro, my arms were overpowering everything. So I'm like, it's not a good idea. It's great for the covers of magazines and stuff, but as I was trying to go for the Olympia, I needed to slow down my arm training. So in fact, around the time 2009 going to 2010 came, my trainer, Hani Rambon, he came up to me and was like, we got to adjust something. You're not going to like that. I said, what's that? He goes, you're going to have to stop training arms. And I was like, bullshit. Like, nah. And he was like, we need to get those shoulders bigger, the back bigger, upper chest bigger, and your arms are so impressive that it's overpowering everything. Yes. So we went, instead of once or twice a week, once every other week. And then sometimes once every 3 weeks. I was like,
that's probably your favorite to train.
It was very depressing. But it was for the bigger goal.
Yes.
So going into, like, let's say the last 3 weeks, that's when we started reintroducing more arm training, but not crazy heavy and stuff like that. And then come, like I said, 2010 Olympia, no one even noticed. So it paid off, but it allowed everything else to catch up. So we realized that, well, at least I realized that's really bodybuilding. A lot of people don't want to hear that. They don't want to get in their way. They'll say, oh man, like I would never do that. But it all paid off.
It's all about being smart.
Well, being coachable as well.
Yes.
You know, like if someone's giving you an idea, it's their intentions are to make sure that you have the proper flow.
Yes. And more isn't always better.
So how often would you train, you know, say when you were like
Usually 5-6 days a week.
5-6 days?
Yeah, all year round. I didn't like, I mean, after a show, I would take usually about 3 to 4 weeks off. But off season, even if I was traveling, I would make sure I'm getting a lift in. But what I noticed is that even if I was traveling, especially overseas, it wasn't about hitting PRs. And I know now with social media, you gotta put out so much content that you feel like you probably have to put out PRs in front of people, otherwise they don't think you're training hard and it's not impressive. I'm living proof that you don't have to do it that way, because your proof is always in your performance on stage.
Yes, on stage.
So, I mean, you see, like when I'm training and stuff, you see the quality that I built over the time, you know, seeing the striations and everything moving. That's what you want. And the only way you can build that is actually having things, having good workouts, maybe slowing it down a little bit, taking the weight off, focusing on, you know, really what the hell am I doing? Am I doing it really right? Let me master some of these smaller weights before I jump up to the massive lifts. I'm gonna have days though where I'm feeling it, I'm in the zone, and I didn't go for like that crazy PR. You know in your mind, like when you're ready for that, but you should master the little things first. And it makes it easier so you never get hurt, because as we were talking about off camera, I didn't have a training partner all those years. So if I didn't use a level of discipline regarding my ego, I would have got hurt many, many times over. So it's always good to have good intensity, but you got to know what the hell you're doing. And you can't get overly distracted with the music that you're playing, your friends yelling at you, stuff like that. You got to know what the hell you're doing each rep. And if you can focus on each rep being perfect, you're not going to practice bad habits. Because, you know, you see people year after year, they don't peak or they don't really improve. Why? Because they're not doing it right. But yet they outlift everybody online.
Yeah, man, I've been blessed enough to be able to stay injury free.
Yes.
You know, throughout the years, and as I get older, wiser, you know, I'm learning more about, you know, training and how to avoid injuries, and I've been so blessed, and thank God.
Training at different gyms. So this is the first time I ever trained here. Different types of equipment.
Yes.
This is not an abnormal movement. It's not like I haven't done this before, but I need to get used to it.
Yes. You can't just go in and go
because even as I'm training, I can always at the peak of contraction, that's good, but it almost snatches me to go down really fast. So I have to control this one. So I really have to control this one. Otherwise, it's literally like right about here is when it wants to pull me down.
I noticed you like doing them individually.
Yeah.
Is that something that you do often, or?
Yeah, very often. Because I want to put all my attention to that one side. Because one arm for me is slightly bigger than the other. I want, like, my right side was always smaller than my left. I don't know why, because I'm right-handed. But I always had to add a couple extra reps in on that side. So if I'm doing both, that doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Because I'm going to say, oh, it's just 10. But if the right side needs a little bit more attention, I could do 10, but then I could do an extra 5 or whatever. So you can do that. But I just noticed. But I noticed, like, I need to create more concentration on that one side.
And that's one thing that you would kind of notice on my leg, whereas my right leg is longer than my left. So every time I'm like squatting and leg press together, the right always kind of take all the weight. You know, so over the years I noticed the right sweep is a lot. So now everything I do is individually, singles.
Smart.
You know?
Smart.
Which, definitely made a lot of progress in the last couple of months.
Well, that's good for you to assess that, figure that out, because that's a part of bodybuilding as well. Is knowing your body, always constantly doing an audit on like what's working, what isn't, and what can work out better. You have to watch game film of yourself, not in admiration of, oh man, I look great. I gotta see like, this is where I could, man, I didn't hit that transition right. Because you know, the week of the show, when you're competing, you're brain dead.
Yep.
You're just running on autopilot. So, always looking at that game film.
Yes.
Because guess what? The fans are looking at your game
Yep.
film. And that's why they come up with all these ideas and shit. Doesn't mean that they're right, but they might be 50% right.
And to be honest, that's one thing I love about, especially the fans of bodybuilding, because especially when they think they're eating, they always point out your weakness,
Yeah, they're letting you
which
know.
is for me, I love it because
Right.
I love when, oh yeah, his legs are small. You know what? That's creating some,
Right.
message in my head that, hey, I gotta go extra hard
Right.
on leg day, which makes me better. To be
Right.
honest, I prefer the negative comment over the positive shit is good too,
Yeah.
but that should just motivate me,
Right, right.
Especially seeing how I performed in 2000 and last year, and getting all those feedback from the fans, and that should just motivate me. Like,
Yeah.
I want to prove you wrong. I want to prove you wrong. I want to prove you wrong. It's a different mindset.
Wanting to address like the negative, I did that a lot as well, but I always made sure that I'd use it in the back of my mind, like if I was having a really shitty day, like, remember this person said this? That's a half truth. They are calling you out on this. And then you ask yourself another question. What would it feel like? What would it really feel like if I accomplished that goal? Oh man, I feel great. Okay, then now it's time to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as I started, stacking up wins, it was more like, they're just using a different lens, and that's something that even for yourself, as you get better and you stack up some wins, they're not using the same micro lens that they're using on everybody else.
Yes,
They're gonna use a deeper, more
Yep.
magnified lens on you,
Yep.
and that's because they have higher expectations.
Yes.
But for you, you have to know that's coming, and your expectations have to even be bigger than theirs.
I know you like to do your,
Oh,
wine and
Yeah,
wine
yeah.
and wine.
Yeah.
I do that too sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some
Spring tents. Going into your first Olympia,
first one. Yeah.
what were your thoughts and
Yeah, my
expectation for yourself?
Well, my expectation was to really win because the previous year I placed second, right? So 2010 was a really good year for me. I placed second at the Arnold to Kai. That motivated me to be quite honest, beat him at the Olympia. Unfortunately, I had the wrong mindset. My mindset was to make sure I beat Kai instead of winning the Olympia. So then I got second. I was like, wait a minute. I got to change my whole mindset because it's not about anyone. It's not about Jay. It's not about Kai. It's not about anyone. It's about the Olympia.
Yes.
So my mindset was, don't do any interviews. Don't talk shit saying like, yeah, man, I'm getting ready for Olympia, and I'm gonna fucking win. That's cool, but I thought what was more powerful is that if I own my voice and not say really anything.
Yeah.
If I am gonna be interviewed, I could say it with a different demeanor. I don't have to get like this grunt and cuss type of dude, because sometimes I think that's false bravado. I think the insecurities come out and you feel like you have to say something just to please somebody. So for me, it was like, if I'm gonna go crazy, it's because I am fucking crazy. If I'm gonna talk this shit, it's because I am this shit. So that was my mentality, and I went in there, and like I said, it wasn't about beating Jay or anything like that. He was the OG, he was a homie, big bro. It was about me being better than 2010, and I did that. I will say, prejudging was wild. you know what Arnold said in like Pumping Irons, like when you're posing, if the crowd goes nuts, basically hold it. If they don't, get the hell out of there. I had that moment. I was hitting the back double bicep, and the whole crowd went nuts. And I was like,
This is it.
This is my time. Like this is my moment. Like I think I'm gonna win this thing. And I did. So winning that show proved that everything that I went through in life to that point was worth it. So as I was training, like every set, every rep, every set, ounce of cardio, the pain that goes into the craziest leg days, the cardio that just makes you want to quit, the posing practice, all those things that would just typically kind of annoy me because you're just ready to get it on. I just told myself, I was like, you're gonna be the 13th Mr. Olympia. Actually, I made a DVD called Becoming Number 13, and I will take credit for this. I was the only person in the world to ever figure out how many Mr. Olympias there were and actually call themselves the next number.
I never
No one ever used it.
I wouldn't,
No one ever used it. I was like, when I said Becoming Number 13, then, everybody else was like Sean, God rest his peace. God rest his peace. But he was like, I'm gonna be the 14th. I was like, man, you stealing my shit, homie. And then everybody else would say it. So I'm like, and then the reporter started saying it. That's how I knew I was, quote unquote, transcending the sport in a way, making them more aware of what the Olympia was. How many Mr. Olympias are there? And then when you really want that goal, it wasn't about beating you or beating this guy. It was about being the next number of the champions that are there. So my mindset changed, then my expectations had to change. My baseline of what I looked like before had to change. I never did the same diet twice. And even with my trainer, Honey Rambo, I was telling him, like, we got to go up in that thing like Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan. And then I changed it up and was like, I got to kill everybody. You know what I mean? And if anything, I should be more afraid of myself. Because I ain't afraid of no man.
When you were up there, I really love the way you carried yourself. The way you sort of represent yourself and represent the sport. You make the sport look cool.
Thank you.
You make it look cool to be a bodybuilder because you dress good. You wear the chains and you look like a NBA player.
Right.
And I feel that's the way it should be if you're gonna be a champion, because we have so many younger generation looking up to, looking up to you, like, but they don't want to see you like looking like
a bum.
Like a bum, I swear, because that shape, people just attracted to success.
Wearing all the crazy ass baggy shit that, shoes untied.
So when they see you with a nice car, it's like, those are the things that take the kids, me, like kids look up to that shit, like, oh shit, so I can be a bodybuilder. And, I'm the point to have these things like that, even though materialistic, they're not supposed to be what life should be. I mean,
look, like, at the end of the day, man, like, you want to become a professional bodybuilder. You're basically, a lot of people want to be pros in the sport because it's a pro.
Yes.
You feel like you get a certain respect. And with that, you got to do your job at a very high level.
Yes.
But of course, you should get paid for it.
Yep.
So my thing was, when people would give me a hard time, like, a lot of people was hating on me when I just bought a fucking Bentley and shit. But I'm thinking, if Ronnie bought one, I saw Ronnie Coleman drive that Bentley. I remember everybody was like, they was like, man, that's sick. How did he do it? I'm thinking he won the Olympia. He did the business of bodybuilding. So why can't I do that? So that helped me remove any type of negative belief that I can't. But being able to buy, I mean, that man bought his house, like owned his own house and his mom's house. I was like, man, that's sick. So that means that, how did he do that? Well, you do that just like an NBA player. Like, you work hard, you do big business, you travel, and you win. And those things are possible. The problem is like, when you feel like your identity is with that watch or that car, that's not it. My identity isn't even with this. Otherwise, I'd be losing my mind right now because I'm 30 pounds down, right? I'm a champion in here no matter what I do. So if I decide to compete or not compete or do a business, I got to be a champion. It's the mindset of the champion. But going back to what you're saying, yeah, man, I thought I made it really cool because a lot of people didn't think like,
possible.
oh, he could own that. Wait a minute, he built his own O chain? Yeah, bro. You know, it was something I felt like I never owned anything like that. The reason why I would buy all the Jordans and shit is because I was raised. My parents weren't poor, but they were never in the position to just spoil me like that. I think I had like 2 pairs of Jordans. I had the Jordan 4s and the 5s growing up, and I remember asking my mom, I was like, "Hey, can I get these other Jordans?" She's like, "No, son, because now you're wearing a man size, and the kid size, we can afford that. But the man size, we're not paying $110. This is the early '90s. That's a lot of money for something that you're just gonna grow out of." So what that taught me, went to college, got a couple degrees. I thought, when I get paid, I'm gonna be able to buy that shit. And it was just more proof of a certain accomplishment that there was no limitations. So also when I would buy the Mercedes, the Cadillac, the the Bentley, all this other stuff, living in Denver, I would go into the garage and I'd see it parked there and it'd be snowing outside and I'd be getting ready for a show, whether it be on Classic or something else. I had nothing to complain about. I'm like, wait a minute, I can show more gratitude to myself and be like, look, man, like you life ain't that bad, bro. Like, you got a house, you got cars, like you got all the shit. You travel the world, you got people lining up for you just to get an autograph. Life ain't that crazy. Like, stop over dramatizing, because a lot of people do that even online now. Influencers, they'll make something that's very, very small look very, very big to try to get attention. And I'm like, no. That should happen to everybody. If anything, you should be telling everybody that I ain't no different than you. Everybody go through shit. We're about to hit these fucking weights and keep it moving. And I'm able to do that at a very high level. And by not being a victim, not feeling sorry for myself, I stay focused on what my goal is. But yeah, man, you got it. You gotta dress nice. You gotta look the part.
I love
play the part.
I fucking love that shit.
People want to dress all bummy and shit. I'm like, you're crazy. Like, you look like an idiot doing that. Like, don't do that.
You guys wondering the big T, what does the big T stand for? Cause they see me rocking this, and they see the GOAT, the champ, rocking this. So
we're Transcend. We are a hormone replacement therapy company. We deal with peptides, optimal physician prescribed wellness. We get your blood work done. Have contracts with LabCorp and Quest in all 50 states. We do specific blood work that pertains to your hormones. Make sure that you are healthy. Make sure this guy's ready for the Olympia. Make sure that our man over here is consistently healthy. And we work with thousands of physician-prescribed medications to help you reach all of your goals. Muscle gain, fat loss, energy, cognitive enhancement, libido, all across the board. And this is
Libido.
Ernie, our CEO.
Don't forget
Nice to meet you. We're for everybody too. A lot of the companies out there, they're only specific to men's health, and they're only specific to a certain type of health and fitness. That's not us. We're literally for everybody and anyone. Anyone who wants to be healthy, they want to be better, be their best selves. They want to improve who they are, whether it's a cognitive functionality, you're in business, you want to find that next edge, that next level. Everything we're doing, it's the cutting edge. It's the newest of the new. We research constantly to find new medications, new sources, new ways, just even new ways of getting medication into the body where the bioavailability is higher. And then we work with obviously the most legendary athletes to get their feedback and take that information, and we provide that to our patients. So you're getting the best of us, the best of them, and the best that we have to offer.
So I'm doing it because of the fact that doing what I've accomplished in the sport of bodybuilding, it was all about recovery. I mean, everybody, as you can see in this gym, they all have a great knack for being disciplined, coming in here day in and day out. But when I got started in bodybuilding, I knew that predominantly everybody I was going to compete against, whether it be amateur or pro, had 10 years of training on me. How did I recover during that time? Well, I didn't really have Transcend during that time. The biggest thing as to why I even got with Transcend was because they focused, number one, on getting your blood work done. Because you don't know what you don't know. And there's a lot of people out there with the bro science guys that you see on these YouTubes and stuff. I'll be honest, they're doing you guys a disservice because you really don't know how your body's really functioning. And if you knew how you could do it a different way, smarter, more effectively, I can promise you, you'd save your health in the long run, and you would have more fun doing, regardless if you're training for a show or just training for life. You know, I travel the world, I do a lot of motivational speaking. I have to have the cognitive function, switching time zones left and right, and still having enough energy for the gym and the bedroom.
But hey, listen, you know, I just want to encourage you guys, you know, especially if you're an active bodybuilder, you know, it's so important to make sure you're getting your blood work done. You know, at least a couple times a year, 3-4 times. Like Phil said, you don't know what you don't know. You know, there's a lot of athletes out there, you know, that just didn't know there's something wrong.
Right.
They just neglect the blood work because they're afraid of what they might find. And you've seen a lot of crazy shit happening lately, you know, and that's what's causing all of this shit, because we're neglecting a lot of this shit that can cause us harm, you know. So just get your blood work done, and this guy do it all for free, you know. So, you know, we're here for healthy lifestyle and make sure we can do this for as long as we can.
Glad you said that, Blessing. I mean, that's what we're trying to do is just improve the sport overall, besides just what we're doing in the world of health as well. But there's been too many people that have gone the last couple of years. And I know, Phil, that's your passion. That's what we've been teaming up about, was to improve the longevity of the athlete, better physiques over time, where you can continue to stay on stage, recover better, and get back out there. It's better for the athletes, it's better for the sport, and we're just glad to be a part of it.
It's better for the families too, that people that support these amazing athletes, both men and women. You know, we're F1. We're race cars that are driven around the track pretty fierce. We put ourselves through a lot. And for long periods of time, the rigors of training and everything that goes along with it can put a hyper stress on the body. But if you don't have a company like Transcend in your corner, you're just not, I'll be honest, you're just not doing it right. You want to give your body a chance to recover the best way possible. And doing blood work, like we got Blessings here. I'm here even to remind him, like, during your prep, use Transcend, because you can go over that blood work to make sure everything you're doing is at optimal. So then you can have optimal results on stage. When, even throughout my career, I always wanted to know the craziest stuff. And you're right. A lot of us don't want to get that blood work done because we may see something that's out of whack, and we're like, but would you rather know and fix it?
Yep.
But who can I help that fixes it? My coach only knows so much. My coach is not an endocrinologist. They're not a neuroscientist and all this other stuff. But we have wellness specialists that work in all these different areas with various types of athletes, various types of people. So collectively, like they were saying, they collect so much data. The more data collection that they have, the more certain you can feel signing up, unlike most other places. Not throwing shade on them, but there's a reason why I never signed with any of them. There's a reason why I never used them either, because I wanted to make sure I was going to the best. So do yourself a favor, you hit them up, they're gonna respond very, very quick, and they're gonna give you multiple options that you get to select. They're giving you options, suggestions. They're not telling you what to do, but based on that blood work, they're gonna give you some options alongside with those goals that you fill out in the patient intake form. And I promise you, you're gonna put yourself at a better position to where your future self can be happy.
Hell yeah.
And it's almost like I'm pressing up instead of down. A little higher up here. Yeah.
My goal in this Olympia is to show, you know, the fans of bodybuilding that, look, listen, I'm here for a reason, you know. All that Instagram stuff, that, you know, that clowning shit, that's just me having fun. Bodybuilding is my thing. I fucking love this sport, and my goal is to be one of the best. So my goal is this year Olympia is to show that I'm fucking for real, you know, and I'm after my business. You know, so I cannot let off the smoke.
I like
You
that.
know, I cannot let nothing, you know, no stone unturned.
I love that.
Especially posting, presentation. So we've been working hard.
Even with the negativity in the world of bodybuilding and stuff, essentially we're all just wanting to see something special. And whatever you can provide that's gonna like make them do like this, it's a win for the sport. So, man, I'm rooting for you, man. Like, you know,
I'm pumped, man. I can't wait for you to say that Boogieman.
Hey,
That's that Boogieman.
hey, you come with it, man. You know, just all you gotta do is focus on coming with it.
Yes.
And
Condition,
you know, you're gonna have a lot of people rooting for you. You're gonna prove yourself right. And I think that's the way that it's gonna carry you through, man. You know, keep the mind and the emotions intact. Everything else, all the physical stuff, I mean, come on, man, like, you good. But as the diet gets tough, and whether it be personal stuff, business stuff, whatever, eye on the prize always.
Always.
You do that, everything gonna be good, man. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Hell yeah.
That's it for me.
Yeah.
I gotta go eat.
Hey, yeah, we got.
He's got a birthday, so
That's a long ass workout.
so he's got to go ahead and get his shake done. And
Get
all
my
that good
shake
stuff.
and then go home. Go eat more chicken and rice. You know.
He's gonna be talking shit online, talking about how you gonna whip everybody's ass. But I appreciate the fact that you're being yourself, and you know, I think you're encouraging a lot of younger people to be themselves too. So that, kudos to you. Because
Sometimes not so easy because you get so much hate, you know, especially when you're like, you already know, you know, outspoken.
Oh, I'm the one that
you know. Hey, listen.
I'm the one that know.
I'm taking after the GOAT, the champ, you know. It's going to teach me how to be a good villain.
Oh,
How to be the baddest villain in the world.
yeah. I mean,
Of bodybuilding.
you do that. They hate you, they love you, they
Yes,
hate you, they
yes.
love you, but they're engaged with you, and make it work for you.
Hell yeah. All right. Okay, guys, so that's the end of a workout with the GOAT, Phil himself, and the boys of Transcend. And yes, catch us next time. Hope you guys enjoy that workout. For now, we out.